A warm welcome to each of you. Today, we are living in an era defined by a sobering and inescapable reality. Statistically, nearly 40% of us, roughly 4 out of every 10 people, will receive a cancer diagnosis at some point during our journey through life. For many, there is a pervasive and paralyzing belief that our destiny is written entirely in our DNA, that we are simply helpless victims of the genetic hand we were dealt at birth. Others often dismiss the disease as a mere stroke of bad luck or the unavoidable consequence of environmental toxins that feel far beyond their personal control. However, there is a powerful and deeply hopeful silver lining to this narrative. Modern scientific research suggests that approximately 40% of all cancer cases are actually preventable through a proactive, healthy lifestyle and mindful daily nutrition. This means that while we cannot change our ancestry or our heritage, we possess the personal agency to significantly alter our ultimate health outcomes. While we cannot rewrite our inherited genetic code, we have the immense power to influence our body's internal biological terrain. Think of your body as a landscape. You decide whether that environment is a hostile one where cancer struggles to survive, or a fertile one where it is invited to thrive. This fundamental choice is made every single day through the food we consume and the lifestyle habits we choose to lead. Cancer is not merely a random genetic malfunction or a simple glitch in the biological system. It is often the culmination of long-term metabolic disruption and a compromised immune system. Toxic foods, including many that appear harmless or are deceptively marketed as heart-healthy or natural, may be silently fueling the growth of malignant cells right under our noses. In this segment, we will break down, in the simplest terms possible, which specific foods are feeding cancer cells and how you can avoid them to better protect your body's integrity and long-term vitality. Cancer begins when normal cells undergo a mutation or sustain significant structural damage. Sometimes this starts as a minor typo during the complex, high-speed process of cell division. Under normal circumstances, the body's sophisticated repair mechanisms identify and fix these errors immediately. However, if our internal defenses are overwhelmed or fail, these rogue cells begin to multiply uncontrollably. To survive and expand into life-threatening tumors, cancer cells require specific raw materials to flourish. First, they have an insatiable craving for glucose, sugar, to provide the rapid-fire energy needed for aggressive, high-speed growth. Second, they rely on growth hormones like insulin and IGF-1, which act as biological green lights, commanding cells to divide at an unnatural and dangerous pace. Third, they flourish in an environment of chronic inflammation, which effectively weakens the body's protective barriers and suppresses the natural immune response. Finally, they utilize a process called angiogenesis, essentially hijacking the body's circulatory system to grow new blood vessels that pipe in nutrients and oxygen directly to feed the tumor. Unfortunately, the modern Western diet provides an abundance of these very factors. However, you have the power to turn your food into a weapon of defense rather than a source of fuel for disease. Here are the top dietary accomplices to cancer that you need to be vigilant about. 1. Processed meats ***. Topping the list of dietary concerns are industrially processed meats, such as hot dogs, bacon, deli cold cuts, and pre-packaged burger patties. Extensive research, including landmark reports from the World Health Organization, WHO, indicates that the regular consumption of these products is directly linked to an increased risk of colorectal cancer. The primary danger lies in chemical preservatives like nitrates. When these substances enter the stomach, the highly acidic environment converts them into nitrosamines, specifically NDMA, which are compounds recognized globally as potent carcinogens. Furthermore, the method of preparation matters significantly. When meat is grilled, fried, or barbecued at intense temperatures until it is charred, It produces toxic chemicals known as HCAs and PAHs. These substances can cause direct, lasting damage to your DNA structure, acting as a catalyst for cellular mutations. A common mistake is that when we consume excessive amounts of meat, we often neglect the essential fiber found in vegetables and whole grains. Think of fiber as a biological broom that sweeps toxins out of your digestive tract before they can settle and cause harm. Studies show that individuals who maintain a high-fiber diet can significantly lower their risk of various cancers and reduce the risk of premature death by as much as 13%. 2. Refined carbohydrates and added sugars *** cancer cells have an incredible sweet tooth. While healthy cells burn energy efficiently and slowly, cancer cells act like a broken, high-revving engine, devouring sugar at an accelerated rate to fuel their expansion, a biological phenomenon known in science as the Warburg effect. When you consume excessive sweets, soda, or highly processed white bread, your body releases a massive surge of insulin and IGF-1. This creates a double benefit for cancer. It provides the glucose fuel to eat and the hormonal signal to grow. Excess sugar also triggers low-grade, systemic inflammation, which wears down the immune system over time and makes your DNA more vulnerable to oxidative damage. The best strategy is to replace these fast sugars with low-glycemic, whole foods such as legumes, leafy greens, and antioxidant-rich berries that provide steady energy without dangerous insulin spikes. 3. Mycotoxins, aflatoxins. Aflatoxins are extremely dangerous toxins produced by certain types of mold. They are commonly found in peanuts, tree nuts like walnuts and almonds, and various grains that have been stored in warm, humid environments. These toxins are particularly taxing on the liver and are a primary known cause of liver cancer. When purchasing nuts or grains, you must be extremely vigilant. Stay away from any items that look discolored, shriveled, or have a slightly musty, off odor. Even commercial peanut butter can harbor these toxins if the manufacturer uses low-quality, moldy ingredients to save on production costs. Your best bet is to choose the freshest nuts possible. Avoid storing them for long periods in humid cabinets. And, if possible, lightly roast them before consumption. This helps neutralize potential toxin levels and ensures the safety of your food supply. 4. Alcohol ***. Science has firmly categorized alcohol as a Group 1 carcinogen, placing it in the same high-risk category as tobacco. Once inside the body, alcohol is metabolized into acetaldehyde, a toxic chemical that acts like a wrecking ball, breaking DNA strands and preventing the body's internal mechanics from repairing the damage. Alcohol consumption significantly increases the risk of cancers of the mouth, throat, esophagus, and liver. It is also a major risk factor for breast cancer in women because of how it disrupts and influences estrogen levels. Furthermore, alcohol depletes the body of essential nutrients like vitamin B1 and folate B9. Since folate is crucial for accurate DNA synthesis and repair, a deficiency makes it much easier for cellular copying errors to occur, eventually leading to the development of malignant disease. 5. Trans fats and refined oils ***. The oils used repeatedly in fast food deep fryers, along with trans fats found in commercial cookies and fried snacks, pose a major threat to cellular health. Through heavy chemical processing and exposure to high heat, these oils lose all nutritional value and transform into harmful free radicals. Consuming these damaged fats over the long term causes systemic inflammation, stiffens arterial walls, and effectively disables the immune barrier. This clears a path for cancer cells to attack without resistance from your white blood cells, which serve as the body's primary line of defense. Instead, prioritize natural, minimally processed fats such as extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or high-quality animal fats used in moderation. These healthy fats support cellular integrity and maintain hormonal balance. 6. Plastics and household chemicals ***. We are currently living in the age of plastic, and it is taking a significant toll on our internal biology. Drinking from old, degraded plastic bottles, reheating food in plastic containers in the microwave, or using plastic wrap improperly can cause BPA and other toxic chemicals to leach directly into our food. These chemicals are known as endocrine disruptors. They mimic our natural hormones, throwing our metabolism into chaos and creating a perfect environment for hormone-sensitive cancers, such as breast and prostate cancer, to develop. This impact is even more severe for children and teenagers, whose hormonal systems are still in critical, sensitive stages of development. You can make a significant impact on your health with a few simple changes. Switch to glass, stainless steel, or ceramic containers for storing and heating your food and water to minimize chemical exposure. Caring for your health is not a one-time event or a temporary diet. It is a long-term journey built on the small, conscious choices you make every single day. By understanding these risks, you transition from a passive bystander to an active guardian of your own well-being. Changing your eating habits does more than just lower your cancer risk. It fosters a healthy digestive system, builds a resilient immune system, and paves the way for a longer, more vibrant life. Thank you for tuning in and taking this vital step toward a healthier version of yourself. If you found this information helpful, please share it to help protect the health of your friends and family. I look forward to seeing you in our next segments. Wishing you peace, strength, and lasting health.